Major development in the disappearance of a Washington Post reporter, Jamal Khashoggi. Khashoggi disappeared in a Saudi consulate in Turkey. Now, Saudi's public prosecutor confirmed on state TV that Jamal Khashoggi is dead. 18 Saudi nationals have been arrested and are being investigated in connection with the killing. State TV also claims Khashoggi died inside the consulate in a fight. The king has fired the country's deputy intelligence chief and formed a committee to restructure the organization. Khashoggi disappeared on October 2nd after entering the Saudi consulate in Istanbul. Turkish investigators have said he was murdered by a Saudi hit squad. Well, for more on this, I'm joined by Kamran Bokhari. He is a Middle East geopolitics specialist at the University of Ottawa's Professional Development Institute. He joins me tonight from Washington. Welcome, Kamran.
Thanks for having me, Angie.
So I want to go first on this breaking news here that Khashoggi died after a fight inside the consulate. I'm going to go back to a comment that I heard you make not too long ago, earlier in the week, saying that this could have been some kind of an interrogation gone wrong.
Yes, I mean, what we now see from the Saudi media and the Saudi state is a massive attempt to salvage the Crown Prince, Mohammed bin Salman, and make sure that he is not implicated. Now, the problem with all of this effort is that the world isn't buying it. I mean, you can see Twitter right now. It's on fire with disbelief that you have so many senior people who've been sacked. I'm counting 4 thus far. And you wonder, these people report directly to the Crown Prince. And then there's the legitimate question, how did he not know what happened? Why did it take so long for them to come up with this story, which frankly is very lame?
Exactly. And I mean, it took them 2 weeks to allow Turkey officials into the consulate. Then there were issues that there was some kind of cleaning crew that arrived before Turkish investigators. But going back to your point where there's sort of backtracking, we now understand that a deputy intelligence chief, a senior aide to the Crown Prince, has been dismissed over this incident. In addition, 18 Saudi nationals have been detained. How can the Crown Prince himself perhaps come out of this scot-free? Because it seems right now he's now taking action, whereas before there was the strong confirmation that they knew nothing about Khashoggi's disappearance or death.
Well, he may still continue to be Crown Prince. He may even become king. And, because he's young, he may, end up ruling for decades. But there's no way that he can salvage his position. That's damage for good, because the way in which the Saudis allowed this whole thing to unfold, first denying anything, any knowledge of what happened to him, saying he left the consulate building, to then starting to leak through the Trump White House that, hey, maybe he is dead. And then today coming up with this story about being, choked or strangled in a fight. I mean, was this like a bar fight or something? I mean, it doesn't make sense.
No, exactly. You're right there. And of course, questions in terms of what the responsibility should be on the Saudi government is sort of part one of my question. The other part is how should the international community be responding to this more so than they already have? Yeah, I mean, the international community is in a very tight spot because, again, on one hand, is this horrific, horrific event that the Saudi government is responsible for. And on the other hand, you have the broader geopolitical interests to not see Saudi Arabia destabilize, to not weaken Saudi Arabia. Now, how do you circle that square, or how that circle gets squared? It's very difficult. So how is it that Saudi Arabia will be held accountable by the international community such that it doesn't destabilize, it does not come under pressure, and there are no other unintended consequences from this very unfortunate killing of an innocent man? Exactly. And of course, we're talking economic consequences as well for other countries. Kamran Bokhari, always a pleasure. Thank you so much for your insights on this.
My pleasure.